Okay, so before this video starts, I wanted to make it sure that this was all good and said. Something is wrong with my mic throughout the video. You can still hear me, you can still understand what I say, but there's this it sounds like it's peaking the whole time. I'm not sure what happened there. I think I've dialed it back in, but just as a preface, I'm sorry. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. I got no excuse this time. I did get a better camera this time though. If you couldn't notice, everything looks more dynamic and you can actually see the red on my face that you should have been able to see from before. But no, today we are reacting to coming back to one of my favorite bands of all time, top 5 easily, Beartooth's Riptide. I have not heard anything about this song. I just hear that it's a lot more positive than Beartooth normally is. Beartooth's music and lyrical content tends to be a lot about depression and mental health and overcoming that and suffering with that disease. The whole Disease album was literally about that. That's why it was called Disease. But I'm very, very excited about checking out Riptide today. And let's just kind of jump right in. Let's listen to the song and judge as we go, pausing in between. Beartooth has that heavy bass riff. Look at Caleb, he's looking good, man. What? It is positive. Okay, so before we even continue further, first of all, Caleb being sober is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Dude has made a full transformation. If you've seen the original, like the first Beartooth music video, which was I Have a Problem, Caleb, he looked way different than he does now. Homie looks so good, and I'm so proud of Caleb for overcoming all of that. And it's still a struggle to this day. I suffer with a lot of depression and anxiety and all of these things. And to see him do a full 180 like this is so hopeful for the future. Into the music, my guy has an incredible voice, and it's super cool to see him, instead of focusing on that yell screaming that he's really, really good at, this is like a ballad almost. He's just singing, he's singing his heart out. He's got that really unique style of voice, where it has a little bit of gravel, a little bit of rasp on top of that. But he has such clean transitions between all of his notes and all of his next phrases that it's like a masterful technique of that gravel, of that rasp on top of his voice. And I think that's just generally how he talks as well. As far as the whole song goes, super major scale, actually, into the happy jams, almost pop punky, a little bit, just a little bit. Almost pop punky. You can tell it's drawing from a lot of different inspirations here. I'm really into how Beartooth always has that bass front and center. It's always kind of got this just heavy groove going on, and it's super cool to hear how they do that, because a lot of bands don't put that bass forward a lot. It's usually that guitarist and the vocalist forward all the time. In some cases, you've got people like Sleep Token who put the drummer forward, but you really never hear bass forward bands, and Beartooth has been doing that since the Aggressive album, and super cool to see. I'm excited to check out more of this. We're only 52 seconds in. Ooh. They had that groove down there. That was sick. Yeah, this is way too much. Just videos with dancers is always weird to me. Like, is that just me? Like, when you've got like heavy metal videos or videos for bands that are rock and like metal forward, it's always weird to have backup dancers. To me, just to me. And that's not to say that the dancers are bad or like it doesn't fit the video. It's just always bizarre because I'm just so used to metal videos being a certain way. So when they vary from that path, it just kind of catches me off guard. It's not bad or good. It's just different. And I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. Song is following that formula for sure. Ooh, okay. Back into this part. Ooh. Give it to me. Hell yeah. Let it go. Fuck yeah. They always do this right after like a pretty heavy breakdown or like a beatdown that they do. They do that like pulled away sound where like it sounds like he's talking through a filter, where it sounds like he's super far from the mic, like way back here, and he's talking and it's like has like a radio static over it. They do that almost all the time. I love it and it fits their style, but they do it a lot and it's a pattern for them. And I think it's funny that they did it also in this song.
Explaining my pain, this is way too much. I wanna feel you, hurry up, give me the rush, cause it's the last time that I romanticize you. Riptide that's trying to drown me, full of excuses for way too long. Don't wanna sing another hopeless song, cause it's the last time that I romanticize you. Riptide, it's a riptide.
Ooh, that pitch shift was so sick. His screams are always so interesting because they sound so raw, like he has no technique to it, but there's like very obvious technique there because not everybody can scream like that. Not everyone can do that sound. And it's a very... It helps that he's got a higher pitched voice in the first place. That's super helpful right off rip. But then he has that uncanny ability to sing with gravel anyway as well. And singing with gravel, once you bring your voice down here and you sing here in this zone where your voice kind of it's like you're about to do false chord or you're about to cough and you're singing in that zone right here where you have that gravel over your voice. I have a generally deeper voice. So whenever I were to sing like Caleb, it puts me, or scream like Caleb, I have a generally lower register. I can go into those higher ranges. I'm not comfortable up there. I can do it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cause me damage, but I'm just not comfortable up there because I don't do it a whole lot. I'm comfortable in these lower registers. He's got this like really great ability of transferring between the two. And it's, again, he's been singing and making music for almost I think 2 decades at this point because he was in Attack as well. So it's just cool to see a technique that isn't explained very often, used a lot in this band. And luckily, through my own experimentation and through being a vocalist myself, I've kind of been able to break it down and figure it out, you know? Yeah, I mean, that was Beartooth Riptide. That song was a fucking certified banger. That was incredible. I loved that. And Beartooth is this band that has been a huge staple, and it's super important to me, Beartooth is. I love Beartooth. I love what they stand for. I love what they do. I love that they're a band that talks about mental health from the perspective of a man. And that's not to shit on anybody, and mental health is important across the board, across this whole spectrum of gender and all that fun stuff. But men's mental health isn't taken seriously. Often. It's being more taken seriously recently, but it often isn't taken seriously. It's overlooked a lot of the time. Grow up big and strong, be a man, don't cry about things, all that fun stuff. Beartooth is one of those bands that for me, especially going into college when I was at my lowest point, I had no friends, my roommates didn't like me, all that fun stuff in college. Beartooth was one of those bands that showed me that I wasn't the only one feeling this way. I wasn't the only one constantly feeling like I was alone, I was depressed, I felt useless all the time. And Beartooth helped me recognize that. I mean, depression isn't just a one-hit kind of deal. It's a constant stream of sadness and feeling inadequate and feeling like you're drowning constantly. And they really recognize that, and they really emphasize that in all of the music that they put out. They're so good at doing that specifically. And if you haven't listened to more by Beartooth, I heavily suggest going and checking out every single album, but specifically the Disease album is really front and center about being about depression. It's why it's called the Disease album. I mean, the Below album was also awesome. I did a live stream on Twitch not too long ago. Well, it actually was a long time ago, but it was when Below released. I did a live stream listening to the whole album, and it was super fucking cool. Yeah, so that was Riptide. That's Beartooth. Every single time they release a song, it's fucking awesome, and it was cool to see them switch up the style and go into like, I'm not getting dragged down into this depression anymore. I'm sick of writing these sad songs. I'm sick of feeling sad all the time and wallowing in this sadness. I'm gonna make a change myself, and that's how depression works. Is it's you have to want to change, and then obviously there's medications and stuff to help you, but you also have to want the change because the medication is not a miracle drug. It helps, but it's not a miracle drug. And I think that's what he recognizes going into this. And it's so fucking cool to see them making this new shit. That being said, I have a Discord in the link below. It's in the description. Go ahead and join the Discord. Come hang out with me. Come say what's up. We're so close to 200 subscribers. Actually, like legitimately, we're super close to 200 subscribers. If we can get there, that'd be fucking awesome. If you guys can get me to 200 subs, I will do a story time of my time at incarceration. I went to incarceration this past few weeks. It's at Mansfield Penitentiary in Mansfield, Ohio, where they filmed Shawshank Redemption, and the whole festival takes place there. It's fucking awesome. I got to see metal royalty like Disturbed and Korn and Lamb of God and Breaking Benjamin and all this metal royalty, legitimate metal royalty. So if you'd like to hear about that, let's get us to 200 subscribers. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Let's get to 200 subscribers. I think we can do that. I think we can hit that goal. If you like the video, like it. If you want to see more of this content, if you want to hear me talk about more of this stuff, so go ahead and subscribe. What we say here, if you're new, and I'm going to start saying it way more often, and probably at the end of every single video, fuck elitism. We love the metal. We'd love to accept new people into the metal. If you're not used to this community, you're more than welcome. Come hang out in the Discord. Come talk to me. I would be more than happy to talk to some people about metal, introduce you, and give you some bands that, you know, kind of get you started. I realize that I'm not going to throw you into the heavy, introduce you to some heavy shit right off the bat, but I've got some bands that that were transitional periods for me, and I have some that I can give them to you. That being said, thank you everybody so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.
Suffering!